Introduction. 500,000 people cheered when Sally Ride went into space. She was in the space shuttle Challenger on June 18, 1983. Sally was the first American woman in space, and she was the youngest American astronaut at age 32. Sally and 4 other astronauts were inside the space shuttle. The shuttle was attached to a big fuel tank. 2 smaller rocket boosters were attached to the fuel tank. They helped power the shuttle. The tank and boosters dropped into the ocean after they used up their fuel. In 44 minutes and 27 seconds, the Challenger was circling the Earth. Sally was the flight engineer on the trip. During the trip, she worked on 40 experiments. She also helped test a robot arm. It was used to pick up broken satellites in space. The whole crew returned to Earth in 6 days. They had traveled 4 million kilometers, 2.5 million miles. Growing up. Sally was born on May 26, 1951. Her family lived in Encino, California. The planets, stars, and galaxies always interested Sally. Yet she never thought about becoming an astronaut. When Sally was 9, her family traveled for a year. She started to get an idea of how big the world was. In high school, she was very interested in science. Sally loved sports. She worked hard at tennis. She went on to college and studied science and literature. She even earned a PhD, making her Dr. Sally Ride. She focused on the study of stars and other bodies in space. Early astronaut training. One day, Sally saw an ad recruiting NASA astronauts. NASA is short for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA was looking for people to learn about space travel. Sally was chosen for the 1978 NASA astronaut class. She was very proud. 2 women from the Soviet Union had already been in space. She wanted to be the first American woman in space. Learning to be an astronaut was hard work. Sally had to learn to fly a plane. She had to learn how to launch the shuttle and get it back to Earth. She learned to use the computer systems and switches on the shuttle. She learned to use the shuttle's robot arm to pick up satellites from space. Sally in space. On Sally's first ride in space, she moved at 28,164 kilometers per hour, 17,500 miles per hour. The space shuttle circled the Earth in 90 minutes. Earth's gravity stopped it from flying off into space. The shuttle's speed was just fast enough to keep it from falling back to Earth. It circled about 322 kilometers, 200 miles above the Earth. Sally wrote a book about her space travels. She wrote that the best part of being in space was being weightless. She told how the crew moved around by grabbing something on the wall. This stopped them from floating away. They were always strapped in when they worked on a machine. Most of the time, they ate with spoons. They ate sticky food that wouldn't float away. They used straws to drink. They stored all their trash and took it back to Earth. The astronauts took exciting pictures. These pictures help all of us see the wonders that the astronauts saw. Sally wrote, "Through the small windows of the space shuttle, I looked down on Earth and saw the oceans and land that make up our planet. The view was spectacular." With these space photos, scientists learn more about the Earth. They use them to study how people and other living things are changing the planet. The pictures are also used to learn about the layers of air around the Earth. Sally returned to space on the Challenger on October 5, 1984. This time, there was another woman astronaut on the trip, Catherine Sullivan. On that trip, Catherine was the first American woman to walk in space. Sally launched a weather satellite. The satellite would be used to find out if the air around the Earth was getting warmer. NASA space travels. Many space shuttles were launched in 1983 and 1984. Judith Resnik was in space in August 1983. Many new experiments were done. Some of the crew walked in space with small jetpacks on their backs. They fixed a satellite in space for the first time. Space travel seemed safe and exciting. NASA decided that ordinary people could join the astronauts on a spaceship. The first one chosen was Christa McAuliffe. She was a school teacher. She planned to give lessons about space as she circled the Earth. The Challenger was ready to go on January 28, 1986. Its crew included Judith Resnik and Christa McAuliffe. With the world watching on TV, the Challenger launched into space. But soon there was trouble. The Challenger exploded. The sky filled with fire and a huge cloud of smoke. The shuttle and its crew were lost. The accident caused NASA to stop its space program for a while. They needed to make space travel safer. Sally as educator. After this terrible accident, Sally Ride decided not to go on another shuttle trip. She kept working at NASA. Then she went to work teaching college science. Before her death in 2012, she also worked to teach young children about space travel. She wrote books and taught classes to interest children in space. She continues to be a role model for girls who want to work in science. Sally Ride was the first American woman to go into space. She helped teach us the wonders of space. She showed us that dreams can come true with courage and hard work.